heroes of extreme sports in Hastings, Nebraska. We present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Back at it again for this Thursday, the 23rd day of October for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports you need to get out the door here this morning. More on the Nebraska football game coming up this weekend against Northwestern. Going to be hearing from Nebraska defensive coordinator John Butler on the show today. Hastings College ranked 12th in the NAIA women's basketball preseason poll. The Broncos opening up their season tomorrow night with a home game against Mayville State. Also going to be talking with Hastings College men's basketball coach Todd Reardon on the program here today. The Broncos likewise opening up their 2025-2026 season tomorrow night at the Bruins Classic in Omaha at Bellevue University. What else is going on? We had soccer last night involving Hastings College and Mount Marty. We'll tell you how that went. The St. Cecilia football team will close out their regular season tonight with a game against Fillmore Central. The state high school football playoffs get underway tonight in classes D1 and D2. We'll check out some of the area matchups for tonight. And it's week number 8. The NFL season. It gets underway tonight as well as Minnesota plays at the Los Angeles Chargers. So all that and more is coming up here this morning as we get you up and get you going for another day here today as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
And a good morning, good morning, Lou Dog, who's first out of the lobby with the comment section today. Good morning, Huddle Up, and peers listening or watching to our favorite show of the mornings. That makes you just feel good on a Thursday, like getting a nice little compliment like that right out of the chute, 2 minutes in. It's a good way to start your day.
No doubt. We always enjoy Lou Dog being in the studios with us.
It's a great way to start your day. Unlike the way I started my day yesterday after we wrapped up the show. I had a little shower curtain incident. Like I stepped on the bottom of the shower curtain, apparently. And apparently that was enough to like bring it down on top of me while it was still like soaking wet. And so here I am with I look like a ghost. There's a shower curtain hanging on top of me. It kind of scared me a little bit, so I got startled and I turned around, and then the main pole that's on the top of the shower, went ahead and took everything out off the sink, and so I had SHIT everywhere in the bathroom. I mean, just deodorant, the body spray, all the different soaps. The soap container got knocked over and started leaking out onto the floor, so I had to clean that up. It was a total disaster. And
all you were trying to do is take a shower.
I just wanted to go to class, man. I didn't want to have this whole thing. Simple shower. And it was just a simple thing. I backed up into the shower curtain and I accidentally stepped on it and it just whoosh, came all the way down.
Wow.
So we have to get off to a better start today.
You've got to execute better. You've got to execute. Yeah, you've got to execute your plan just a little bit better.
There's no way we're getting off to that bad of a start.
So, hopefully today brings a better start for you. So,
anyways, I had to share that story.
All right. Waking up on a Thursday morning. Lots to talk about here today. Again, the state football playoffs getting away tonight with some area games. We'll talk about that coming up. Just a couple of notes we see around the sporting world. Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels is not going to play Monday night at Kansas City because of a low-grade hamstring strain, according to his sources there. So Marcus Mariota will make his third start of the season in place of Daniels in the ballgame Monday night in Kansas City.
And this is where we are at the disadvantage for Survivor Island. This is why my agent will be in touch with you regarding prizes. Had I got the deadline like everybody else, and I found out that news that Jaden Daniels wasn't going to go, Kansas City would be my Survivor pick this week.
Instead, you are on Philadelphia.
I had to go with the Eagles because I didn't know a healthy Jaden Daniels is a scary Jaden Daniels, and if he gets the go-ahead and the thumbs up, and he can play against Kansas City, then they were going to have their hands full. Now Jaden Daniels not playing. We found that out minutes after. Literally, 7:45, I got that notification from Schefter on Twitter, or X, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the kids these days, that he wasn't going to go. And I had just made that pick, and I'm like, well, now I'm a dumbass.
No, I think you're safe. I think you're safe with Philadelphia.
Safe-ish. I mean, at some point,
Kansas
you gotta
City.
look at it. They're 2-5, man.
Yeah, Kansas City probably would have been a better bet for you.
Now.
I think even before.
No.
I think Kansas City would have been a safe bet for you. I couldn't use it because I used the Chiefs last week. So
that's KC optimism right there. If Jaden Daniels goes, it would have been a back and forth affair. Anyways,
Kansas City's favored by 10.5 points in that game.
Somehow,
I don't know. I don't know if the line went up when that announcement was made, but KC is favored by 10.5 points in that game.
And yet somehow ESPN has not adjusted their fantasy point projections. The fantasy app still has Jaden Daniels projected at 19 despite being out, that's cute.
It's not gonna happen. So, anyway, that's news around the NFL. Also, here's one for you: the NFL is not considering dropping Bad Bunny as a Super Bowl halftime headline performer.
Duh.
According to Commissioner Roger Goodell, he said yesterday they're reaffirming their decision to put the Grammy-winning Puerto Rican artist on the league's biggest stage, which has led to criticism from President Donald Trump and some of his supporters. The 31-year-old Bad Bunny has been vocal in his opposition to Trump and his policies, so he decided to do a 31-day residency in Puerto Rico, avoiding stops in the mainland U.S., citing concerns about the mass deportation of Latinos. He performs in Spanish and is expected to do so at the Super Bowl, but I know there's been some talk about replacing Bad Bunny. I think there was a petition, a nationwide petition also out that you could sign up for to bring George Strait on instead of Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen.
Good.
Commissioner Roger Goodell said that Bad Bunny is going to be the performer. The Super Bowl going to be held February 8th in Santa Clara, California.
I'm excited, and I'm excited for no other reason than this is just going to piss people off, and the people that are pissed about it should be, and they should have to sit in their pissed offedness during halftime of the Super Bowl. I can't wait. I'm so excited to read my comment section on Facebook for all my friends that were like, Bad Bunny, I don't know, he can't, I don't understand. I can't wait to put the little care emoji next to your comments during the halftime show. The I care emoji, just to sort of mock you.
You just like to stir the pot. You're a guy.
This isn't even a stir the pot situation. Like everything that Bad Bunny stands for, great.
You just
I'm on board.
You just want to piss off the president. I wonder. He has made it a kind of a thing to attend all these high profile sporting events. Not only in his first term, but in his second term. I wonder if he's going to be at the Super Bowl with a Bad Bunny out there at halftime. I bet he doesn't go to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
because of that fact.
I don't even care. I don't care what he does.
Yeah, I don't care, but he's kind of like Taylor Swift. If he's there, he'll be on TV.
And then everybody will boo.
Yeah, yeah. But with Bad Bunny out there, I bet he doesn't make an appearance at the Super Bowl. So anyway, don't think that we're going to be replacing Bad Bunny. We've got him for the Super Bowl coming up on February 8th out in Santa Clara, California. NCAA has put their stamp of approval now on the rule change that will allow athletes and athletic department staff members to bet on professional sports. Well, I think we talked about this last week. They were waiting for NCAA Divisions 2 and 3 to approve the plan. Well, Division 1 also going to approve it. So now it's fully entrenched. They signed off on the deal to allow athletes and athletic department staff to bet on professional sports. This doesn't change the NCAA rule forbidding athletes from betting on college sports, but hell yeah, you can bet on the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, but you can't bet on Florida State or Oregon. Starting on November 1st, that policy will take effect for the NCAA athletes and athletic department staff. It's been going on for years, but now it's just legal.
And it doesn't matter because they're still going to bet college games.
Sure they will. Again, don't make a rule that you can't enforce.
You're not going to stop them. What's to stop them from going to their roommate or their neighbor in biology class and slipping them a piece of paper with $1,000 in cash and, oh, by the way, keep 5% of it for yourself for placing the bet for me? Especially if they're making millions. You can't stop this. Why are you making a rule about it?
Well, I've said that for years. Don't make stupid rules that you can't enforce. How are you going to stop it? You always hear of gambling situations in college sports. We've been hearing it for years. This ain't going to change. It might even widen the problems a little bit because you know what's going on for pro sports, and now they're going to have to see, well, let's see, did little Johnny over here at Fordham University bet on Columbia last night, or did he bet on the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Little Johnny at Fordham might have to be a little bit more careful because little Johnny at Fordham doesn't have quite the war chest that Dylan's got over at UNL. He might have to be a little bit more cautious in who he has making the bets for him. But you're right. Like, if you can't enforce it, don't make the rule. And baseball, Major League Baseball found that out with the Shohei deal, right? There, no way in hell could baseball take their biggest marketable product off the map. Because what's the rule in baseball? Don't bet on baseball. Right?
Right.
Ask Pete Rose, posthumously. And Shohei literally gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, throws his interpreter to the wolves, and stays in the game because baseball's like, oh, it's your interpreter. Okay, we'll just go ahead and take this little brush and go under the rug. Not going to have our biggest star get banned for life. They were faced with that same scenario. They made a rule they couldn't enforce and were forced to backpedal on their most strict rule that has taken the one of the best names in baseball out of the Hall of Fame. Unbelievable.
So bottom line,
rules you can't enforce.
Yeah, they're going to be betting anyway. So, but now it's legal. It's legal for those college kids to bet on pro sports. As of, you can't do it before November 1st, though. We're going to slap your hand, so you can't be betting on college sports this weekend.
That's outstanding.
You can't be betting
it's
this
legal,
weekend.
But not yet. Hold. Yeah. Hold. I got a question. I need a quarterback. Because I'm in the same scenario. I have Jaden in one of my leagues. I have 5 leagues. One of them I have Jaden Daniels and Justin Fields.
Uh-oh.
And that creates a little bit of an issue.
Both of those guys are...
Although, what's the scenario on Fields? Because we got done with the show yesterday. We were talking about Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
And then they got on and were like, oh, that's not 100% certain. And then they were like, no, that's 100% certain.
Well, evidently, in practice
is the right
yesterday...
hand talking to the left?
Well, Tyrod Taylor, evidently in practice yesterday, tweaked an injury that he had. So now they're saying, now who are we going to start? We have a banged-up Tyrod Taylor, or we have Justin Fields, who has looked like dog crap all season long. So who do we play here?
Who do we play? And so we're going to go to the waivers.
You are?
I'm going to the waivers in this league, and I'm going to tell you my first two available quarterbacks.
All right.
And they're both over 40, and they both played each other last week. Would you go with Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers or Joe Flacco versus the Jets?
Flacco.
I'm going to start Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco against the Jets.
Start Joe Flacco.
Because the Jets...
This is miserable.
I don't know. Their offense is miserable. Their defense...
The defense is decent.
It's decent. But I think Flacco gets it done there against the Jets. In fact, I considered them as one of my survivor picks for this week. I'm on Atlanta instead. I told you yesterday that right before the show I was going to flip to Cincinnati for my survivor pick. And then gut reaction, you told me always go with your gut reaction, so I just stayed with who I had. So I was kind of in the same boat. Knowing all these facts about the Jets, I probably would have went on Cincinnati with my survivor picks. And the same boat as you, knowing the situation with the Kansas City Chiefs game with Washington, you were going to maybe go with the Chiefs, but you stayed with your gut gut feeling, and you're on Philadelphia this week. So we've got seven people left on our island. We started with 52. It was a little crowded in our island before, but now we can roam the island with hardly bumping into anybody. It's just me and you and 5 other people on the island.
Does that remind you of, like, camping?
Yeah, we get treated to a lot more food this way. There's not so many hogs on our island because we started with 52, and you and I were at the back of the pack usually and didn't get a whole lot to eat. Now we can be in the front of the buffet line here on our Survivor Island, and we get more food than we can handle.
It reminds me of camping a little bit, where there's this gigantic island or gigantic area, so to speak, and you set up camp in this little area. There's a huge lake, and somebody will set up camp literally right next to you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that pisses me off.
Yeah. There's all these other spots.
All this space, and you have to come right next to me
to hang out on your island.
That gets me riled up.
So, yeah. All right. So the other 5 people in our survivor pool, you got to have your picks in by 6 tonight. I know we got Ty and Ty still in the contest.
Triple T.
We got Lexi still in. Dennis is still in. I'm just going off at the top of my head who's still. Little E is still in. So they'll be locking in their picks by 6 tonight, and then we'll check them out on the show tomorrow to see who's on what. Maybe somebody will take tonight's game. I don't know. Minnesota and the Los Angeles Chargers. That's on the docket for tonight. But, yeah, we can't see who everybody picked until after the deadline at 6 tonight. So I imagine we'll have folks all over the place this week because there's several different ways that people could go in Survivor. We talked about them yesterday. But you're on Philadelphia. I'm on Atlanta this week. What would you put your confidence rating on Philadelphia this week? Tyson's 80.
I'd give it a B. The Giants are capable, and when we've seen that, but at some time you got to just take a look at the record and say Philadelphia is just a better team. They've found ways to win. They're 5-2. And the Giants are still the Giants. And despite how good the offense is, the defense severely lacks. So you talk Cam Scatterboo, Jackson Dart, Wan'Dale Robinson all you want. At the end of the day, I think if Philly gets to 30, ball game's over. So I'd say a high B on the confidence rating.
All right, I'm on Atlanta over Miami.
Confidence rating?
I'd probably put it in the B category, maybe slightly lower than your 80%.
You are kind of going on a limb.
I am, because you just know Miami is going to break out sometime and give a team some troubles. I haven't seen that. Haven't seen that for the past month. Tua, he's god-awful. 10 interceptions so far. 7 games. You just know that Miami's going to cluck sometime. They've got to win a game sometime. Could it be against the Dirty Birds in Atlanta?
That's what Marcus was asking. He goes, well, my Jets have to win sometime, don't they? And I go, no, they really don't.
They don't have to.
And I don't know that they are, especially if this is their current situation in the quarterback room. Speaking of bleak rosters, this is beautiful. My roster ain't too whippy in our fantasy football league. I got Jackson at quarterback. He's questionable, but making progress towards coming off injury. Kamara's making progress towards coming off injury. Deebo Samuel's making progress towards coming off injury. I have 3 guys that are sitting at questionable, so my projected total is not real high. So I'm kind of walking into the week thinking, oh my God, if I have to go to my bench, this is going to be rough.
And you're already on a slide.
But I'm playing Dakota.
Yep.
Who's in far worse waters than I am. His starting quarterback is Jaden Daniels. He got the news yesterday that that's not going to happen. So insert backup Carson Wentz, who is going to be his quarterback this week. Then he's got Gibbs, Amarian Hampton, who's on injured reserve. Gibbs is on a bye week. His 2 running backs out. He goes to waivers to get Chubb and Judkins, the Texans and Browns running back. His receivers, Tucker for the Raiders and Leggett for the Panthers. Well, guess what? Tucker's on bye. Leggett's playing Buffalo, so you can't go that direction. He goes McMillan for Carolina and Booty for New England, who's playing the Browns just on a whim. His tight end is on a bye in McBride, so he has to go to the waivers to get a backup tight end. And
good luck on that.
He's throwing Gigba as at the flex position. Starting the Eagles' defense against the Giants, and his kicker is his kicker, but injury, bye, injury, bye, and one player who's projected at 4.9 points on the bench. He literally has one person on the bench that he could go to this week.
So Dakota, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good lineup if you're a fantasy football owner.
He'll probably beat me.
Yeah, you're already on his slide.
Watch me get beat this week after making that progress. All I was saying was I feel a lot more comfortable than I did, especially given my questionable designations.
Your game total could be something like 49 to 36. Stop. You could set an all-time low for points.
Oh.
Your history is kind of repeating itself. You get out to a great start, and then you sputter. You start to sputter. And that's exactly what you're doing in our fantasy league. You got off to a 5-0 start. You've lost your last 2 games, and now you're telling me that this week's matchup doesn't look the brightest either.
Doesn't look the brightest. We've got breaking news to get to.
Yeah.
This just coming out this morning. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was arrested this morning as part of an FBI sports betting investigation. Eastern District of New York will be holding a news conference at 9 o'clock this morning to announce the arrest from the investigation. Rozier arrested this morning at a hotel in Orlando, Florida. The Heat lost to Wednesday to the Orlando Magic. Rozier did not play due to a coach's decision. Sportsbooks in multiple states flagged suspicious betting interest on Rozier's stats ahead of the Hornets and Pelicans game last March. An unexpected surge of bets, including 30 wagers in 46 minutes from a professional bettor, totaling $13,759, came in on the under on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, causing sportsbooks to halt on the veteran guard. With the Hornets played in just 10 minutes before leaving the game, citing a foot injury.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. See?
And now you see the problem. And I don't mind the lines, but where the line in the sand is going to have to get figured out on professional and college level are these player performance bets.
Yeah, I don't like
under
those.
On yards.
I don't like those at all.
I don't like them, and they lead to shit like this.
Yep, exactly.
And baseball is going under the same problem.
Info gets in the wrong hands, and pretty soon, hey, we can make a little cash here. So and so, you go out and play 10 minutes, and then come up with some sort of an injury.
Well, but you saw with the Guardians closer this year, who they were reviewing tape and demonstrating that they were looking at his over-under on the strikeout line. And it was just a closer, so it wasn't very much. And he goes out there and literally swears, and he's visibly frustrated because he threw a pitch so far outside, but the batter swung and missed anyway. And he throws a temper tantrum in the middle of the mound, which that was pretty suspicious. Everyone's like, whoa, what's that?
Yeah.
They had over-unders on strikeouts on the guy.
And this guy swung and struck out.
And missed it a bad one, and he throws a temper tantrum.
Because he went over the total?
The player lines, that's where professional sports really needs to figure it out.
So
faking an injury.
Yeah.
After being on the field for a minute, and all of a sudden you're under on the lines.
Yep,
yeah,
so
that's a big deal.
Yeah, breaking news this morning. Could be some hot stuff going on in the NBA today for the press conference coming up here in a little bit. So just some of the things going on here today. If you'd like to chime in with us, you can. A lot to talk about here today. We got the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line wide open for you. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. Like to leave us a message on our social media sites. We'll get to those as well. It is 7:27. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a huddle up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We will start off this morning on the ranch, where there has been a lot of discussion in regards to the White House's priority with beef from Argentina. U.S. Senator Deb Fischer now starting to take some beef with some of those comments. U.S. Senator Deb Fischer releasing the following statement, urging President Trump to prioritize America's ranchers over importing foreign beef. Fischer said, and we quote, since hearing the president's comments suggesting the U.S. would buy beef from Argentina, I've been in touch with his administration and my colleagues to seek clarity and express my deep concerns. I've also been sounding the alarm on the bleak state of our ag economy and the negative impacts facing Nebraska's ag industry. It's the economic driver of our state. She goes on to say, bottom line, if the goal is addressing beef prices at the grocery store, this isn't the way. Nebraska ranchers cannot afford to have the rug pulled out from under them when they're just getting ahead or simply breaking even, end quote. Meanwhile, in more exciting news, Cross-Canadian Ragweed and Turnpike Troubadours, they're going to bring their Boys from Oklahoma lineup to Memorial Stadium at the University of Nebraska campus in Lincoln on Saturday, August 22nd. The lineup includes special guest Cody Jinks, Flatland Cavalry, and more. Presale signups will end on October 27th at 5 p.m. Presale purchases starting on October 29th at 10 a.m. And any remaining general public tickets will be available on October 31st at 10 a.m. CCR and Turnpike Troubadours at Memorial Stadium. You excited?
Do we really need 80,000 fans for that? 90,000 seats for that?
Oh. Turnpike?
Would that be Would that be a sellout deal?
That'll be, yes. That will be a sellout. They're good. Right. They're country. They're good.
I know.
You'd like them. Anyways, what's going on in sports?
Well, the Nebraska football team getting ready to play in Northwestern on Saturday at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Wildcats have won 4 straight games after starting the season 1-2. Northwestern has reeled off wins over UCLA, Louisiana Monroe, Penn State, and Purdue over the past month. They rely on their stingy defense that allows only 305.3 yards per game and 15.1 points per game to rank in the top 25 nationally in both categories. The Wildcats have held 4 opponents to 14 or fewer points this season. Kickoff will be at 11 on FS1. Hastings College is ranked 12th in the NAIA women's basketball preseason poll. The Broncos finished 25-8 last season. 2-time defending champion Dordt is ranked number 1. Dakota Wesleyan is 9th, and Briarcliff is 20th. The Broncos open the season tomorrow night against Mayville State at Lynn Farrell Arena. Tip-off will be at 6:30. Mount Marty took advantage of a late foul and a free kick to force a 1-1 tie in a women's soccer game played last night at Lloyd Wilson Field. The Broncos are now 10-3-3. They're 5-2-2 in the conference. Hastings College men fought to a scoreless draw with the Lancers. Hastings is now 7-3-5. They are 3-2-2 in the conference. Both teams will host Briarcliff on Saturday. St. Cecilia football team will close out the regular season tonight against Fillmore Central out at Duncan Field. Hawks are 1-7 in the season. The Panthers are 3-5. Kickoff will be at 7. Tomorrow night, Hastings will play at Gering. Adams Central plays host to Milford. We'll have the Adams Central game on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 6:45. State high school football playoffs get underway tonight in classes D1 and D2. Among the games, Bloomfield will play at Sutton. Exeter Milligan Friend is at Sandy Creek. Alma is at Plainview. Osceola is at Lawrence Nelson. Franklin is at Hitchcock County. Deschler is at Elm Creek, and Wilcox-Hildreth is at Central Valley. Week number 8 of the NFL season gets underway tonight as Minnesota plays at the Los Angeles Chargers. Kickoff at 7:15 on Prime. That's a check on your sports headlines coming up on 7:33 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Starting off with some patchy frost here in south central Nebraska with temperatures in the mid-30s. Plenty of sunshine today, and we'll warm up in the mid-60s. Mostly cloudy overnight tonight, a low of 43. Chance of showers on Friday. Clouds heading into the weekend as well. A high of 54 on Friday. 47 overnight Friday night. And then 58 on Saturday and cloudy. We keep the clouds most of the weekend and only 60 on Sunday.
Right now we've got north winds at 3 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy, 34 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Join us at Maletivus Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MaletivousWinery.com, and don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MaletivousWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
You're listening to Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports for a Thursday, 7:36. Huskers and the Wildcats of Northwestern coming up this weekend, Saturday. Be an 11 o'clock start. You can see it on FS1. Got some comments from Nebraska defensive coordinator John Butler on the show today. Early in the week, Matt Rule said the scheme in the ball game against Minnesota last week was vanilla. Yeah, it was vanilla, and there was no chocolate topping on the vanilla scheme defense. John Butler reacted to that at his press conference yesterday.
I think he's referencing the fact that I didn't call the game as aggressively as I had planned. You know, we started off pretty strong the first 2 drives, got into a decent rhythm, and then after that explosive run, you know, that probably affected me more than it should, and it shouldn't. You know, every play has its own life. So what's going to happen on the next play is not about what has happened on the previous play. So kind of a what's next mentality. I've got to stick to the plan and say, regardless of what happened on the previous play, we still got to approach the game with an aggressive mentality. A little bit of a learning experience for, I think, all of us.
And Nebraska has now gone 2 games without a takeaway on defense.
You get takeaways 2 ways, through dominant contact on the body to the ball carrier. So whether it's a running back, a receiver, a tight end, knocking the hell out of them with dominant contact at or around the ball. And the second way is affecting and hitting the quarterback. So I have to do a better job of designing things and calling things that are going to do that. And I think the takeaways will come as we get that accomplished.
Remember that long play last week against Minnesota, the long, explosive play they had? Well, it turns out it was the exact same play that Michigan ran against us successfully just a couple of weeks before that.
Everybody's running it, whether they have it in their game plan or not. That's a process of, you know, every offensive coordinator goes in and sees the explosive plays that a team has given up. They're going to put them in the game plan. It's our responsibility, my responsibility to get them stopped. So we'll continue to rep them like we do every week, continue to provide awareness to the players that we're going to see those plays, create a system of awareness to make sure that when those formations show up in the game, because they're the same exact formation pretty consistently, that awareness, and then when the opportunity comes to fit your gap properly or make a tackle or get off a block, that we do that.
All right, looking ahead to this week's game with Northwestern, the Cats have a pretty good wide receiver. Griffin Wild is his name. 36 receptions for 520 yards and 4 touchdowns so far this year.
He's legit, man. You watch the tape. When it comes time, when they want to throw it, they're throwing it to him, and he lines up. He lines up every position on the field. He's strong. He's competitive as hell. His quarterback knows where he is. he doesn't shrink in big moments on big stages, whether he's playing at Penn State or whether he's playing whoever else they've may played. So he's a really good player. Reminds me a lot of Eric Decker when I coached at Minnesota years ago, who ended up going into the pros and just being a tough, competitive, when the money's on the line, going to make a play on the ball. So that's a great challenge when you combine the way they want to run the football and their identity there. They're put you in a lot of coverage situations where you're going to have to win one-on-one against that kid, which he's a legit dude.
And John Butler goes on to say the Minnesota loss has the Huskers dialed in this week.
That's our responsibility. That's our job as coaches, is that, when you're a process program like we are, and, that game's over, but there's things to be learned from that game, and making sure that if and when we did get away from the process of, playing physical, playing fast, knowing and executing your job and then doing it for each other, that's where we fall back on. And I think that the players understand the urgency, not just based on the results, because it's really not even about that. It's about how we play each and every week, and the results will take care of itself. And that message communicated by the head coach to us is not just to the players, but it's to me, it's to us. Sometimes as an assistant coach, you can get wrapped up into what the score is or what's going on in the game, and we just got to freaking play every play like our hair's on fire and let somebody else worry about the score.
All right, so there you go. The thoughts of Nebraska defensive coordinator John Butler. A lot of look back to the Minnesota game. A lot went wrong in the contest last Friday against the Golden Gophers, but let's move on. Let's learn from our mistakes and let's move on. Tough one coming up with Northwestern, I think, on Saturday.
Butler's got a lot less to be responsible for and feel guilty about. Again, you hold Minnesota to 24 points. I expect us to fully win that game. We didn't. We move on. But dead on. I mean, you still got to be able to move past. Big plays are going to happen. Continue to put pressure. But again, this whole bowl from the coaching staff of taking all of the accountability and not making changes on the depth chart, that's going to have to change. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in the same boat. We got more breaking news. This is going to be a story. This is going to be a big story in the NBA. We just told you about Terry Rozier. And now we find out 5 minutes ago, as John Butler was speaking, Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups has been arrested in connection with the FBI investigation into illegal sports betting. While they've known for months that Terry Rozier, who was also arrested this morning, was being investigated as part of the probe, Billups' connection to the case is new. It is unclear at this point what the federal investigation uncovered that led to the arrest of the Hall of Famer, but it is not related to bets made on the games that Billups coached, according to the story. So Terry Rozier and now Chauncey Billups, an NBA Hall of Famer and now head coach, also have been arrested. So,
wow,
this is going to pick up steam as the investigation continues. Got to clean up the act. Little E chiming in. NBA getting headlines. That's what they want.
Yeah, their season gets underway this week, and no one really even mentioned what's going on in the NBA. Nice way to get headlines.
Right, way to start. He's also saying that this is going to be the week. Little E is stirring up for the Jets bandwagon. He's saying, drink the Tyrod Taylor aid this week. He says this is the week that the Jets get their win.
Against Cincinnati?
Is he confident enough to put it as a survivor pick?
Yeah, he's still in our survivor contest. Let's see if Little E puts his money where his mouth is.
Jets get the win this week, according to Little E.
If Little E comes out and puts the Jets as his survivor pick this week, I'll fall off of my chair. I will fall off of my chair if I pull that up tonight at 6 o'clock, and he's got the Jets as his survivor pick, the winless Jets. That would take a lot of balls.
Yeah. Stones of steel.
No doubt. So, anyway, breaking news this morning. A lot of stuff going on in the NBA. Normally, people probably don't follow the NBA too much around here, but, God, that's going to be a breaking story. That's going to be big time today. So continue to follow that. You can stay with us even after we get done here at 8 o'clock. The guys out in Vegas will have all the latest info on that, I'm sure.
How ironic that VSiN is going to be covering the sports betting investigation.
Maybe they'll have some insights. So, yeah, they're with their headquarters right there at the downtown Circa. Yeah, but they'll be covering the NBA gambling situation.
Sure.
Speaking of basketball, we told you the Hastings College women are preseason ranked number 12. They'll open their season tomorrow night at home against Mayville State. Hastings College men will open their season tomorrow as they take on Central Methodist in the Bruin Classic, the Bellevue University Classic going on in Omaha this weekend. Hastings trying to rebound from their season last year that were 5-22, 4-16 in the conference, and a chance to sit down with Hastings College head coach Todd Reardon yesterday to discuss the upcoming season.
Well, it's hard to believe, but the college basketball season gets underway tomorrow night. Hastings College opening up at the Bellevue Classic. Coach, hard to believe basketball season is here, but a full slate of games for you.
Well, it is early. I mean, this is by far the earliest that I've ever had a game in my life, and so usually about this time we're still trying to figure out our team, which we still are, I guess, but just through practices, and we've probably started in the past like around the middle of October, and this time we started like the end of September, and it just it is what it is, and we committed to the tournament. That's on me to do it this early, but I with some of our kids coming back, I felt like it'd be a good test for us this early in the season, and rightfully so it will be.
What have you seen in preseason workouts so far?
Well, I think our strength right now, and it should be, is probably more of our guard play right now, is just because we have, Ben Boudreau, Maverick Binder, Duran Hall back that all had quality minutes. Eli Poto played some last year as a freshman, and he's back. He was hurt late in the year last year, but so those guys are something that have been a positive as far as practice is concerned, offensively, and in some cases defensively. And then Cam and Christian are back from the wing position. Miles is back, and so we've added some size inside, which has helped too.
Yeah, rebounding was a big issue for us a season ago. We got a couple of guys transferring in to maybe help us out in that area.
Well, we have, and that was a big recruiting push, obviously, because we'd lost two kids early in the season last year, 6'10" and 6'7", and so the 6'7" kid blew his knee, and he's back this year, and hopefully we can keep him healthy. And then we added a 6'7" Serbian out of a junior college that has shown a lot of bright spots, and then a junior college player out of Northeastern of Sterling, Colorado, that has done well as well. Probably, he's more of a mid-range jump shooter. The Serbian's probably more back to his basket, but he can also shoot it. He likes to shoot threes, unfortunately. But we get Micah Heinrichs back. He had to sit out last year because of the transfer, and so he hasn't played for a couple of years, but he's shown his improvement has been tremendous from last year going into this season, and so I think we have some size in there that hopefully can control the glass a little bit better than what we did. We just were playing small ball last year.
You going to try to do the same sort of things as we did a year ago?
Pretty much, I think. But I think we can get the ball inside a little bit more. We'd have to. I think we have to score around the basket. We have to get the ball inside, and if we can score, then that opens up the outside. I don't feel like teams last year didn't fear our inside game, and rightfully so. But so they covered up the perimeter, which made it tougher on our guards to get themselves open. And, there were a lot of games where, like, Maverick was running around all over the place trying to get himself open. And he still does that a little bit, but I think he needs to be a little bit more patient, do a little bit more screening, and get him to get himself open, and because a lot of teams will switch things, and so defensively they'll switch any kind of screen. So, but if we can get the ball inside, I just think that opens up our perimeter a little bit better.
This first classic, a tough one, Central Methodist. You've got Bellevue back-to-back Friday and Saturday nights. I think a talented team in Central Methodist you're going to see right off the bat.
Well, I think both teams are very talented. They're both teams that I think lost a lot of players from a year ago, but they brought a lot of transfers in. And in some cases, they brought some good transfers in, the kids that were in the transfer portal, Division I transfer portal, that ended up at an NAIA school. So a lot of unknowns, but this time of year, I think when you go into a game, unless you just have the team has everybody coming back, you don't have a lot of film on those guys. And, we watched Central Methodist film from a year ago, but they have like 3 kids back that had quality playing time. So, but I'm sure they'll probably run the same stuff. It's just with different personnel. And matchup is going to be extremely important. I always say the matchup defensively is where it's at, is you get the right matchups is what you're hoping for, that who can shut who down. And we'll have to, it's going to be probably as the game progresses, where we're at defensively and who can cover who and so forth, because not seeing anybody really that's on their roster except for those 3 or 4 guys, we're not sure exactly what they like to do and what they don't like to do.
What are some of the things that you guys need to get established, I guess, early in the season before the conference gets underway?
Well, I think we probably, Mike, have about probably 13, 14 guys right now that are in a mix of playing time, and we can't play all those guys. So it's really going to be a challenge, I think, from the start of the season, as the season progresses, to try to figure out exactly what our 8, 9, maybe 10 guys, and they're all in, the last probably 7, 8 guys are all in the same boat. It's just a matter of getting who's going to come to the top and prove night in and night out, practice-wise, day in and day out, that they deserve playing time. And so, I feel good about the 13 guys, 14 guys we have on our roster, but we can't play all those guys. And so, hopefully we can stay injury-free, more so than we were a year ago, just be a better defensive team, but better rebounding team and better scoring team around the basket.
All right, that's Hastings College men's basketball coach Todd Raridan. Hard to believe college basketball season gets underway tomorrow night. Again, the Hastings College women will be at home. They take on Mayville State at Lynn Farrell Arena. Hastings College men playing in the Bellevue Classic in Omaha against a very talented Central Methodist team. So
there you go.
Bronco basketball underway. Of course, we'll catch up with the Broncos here in a couple of weeks as we begin our coverage for another season, exclusive coverage of Bronco basketball here on Extreme Sports.
Announcement from Amazon and the NFL while Todd was speaking. They are going to go global, prestige worldwide, right? Amazon, the NFL, just announced that the Black Friday matchup between the Eagles and the Bears will be the first ever NFL game streamed worldwide on Prime Video. The game will kick off at 2 o'clock and be available in over 240 countries and territories, completely free, no Prime membership or subscription required. Eagles, Bears, Black Friday, streamed worldwide. So there's that news. They have a lot of server space to be able to do that. Good Lord.
You've got a lot of breaking news in your Western studios this morning. It's all right. Had the NBA stuff, and now little NFL breaking news here
Normally
today.
This stuff doesn't happen until after the show.
Yeah,
we
usually
have to
about
clean up tomorrow.
Yeah, about 8:10. All that stuff usually happens, but yeah, good stuff today. 7:54. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
There has been a lot of chatter, not only on social media, but political talk shows, any news program, in regards to the president's current comments with Argentinian beef. And U.S. Senator Deb Fischer from Nebraska is taking beef with some of those comments, releasing the following statement yesterday, urging President Trump to prioritize America's ranchers over importing foreign beef. Senator Fischer said, quote, since hearing the president's comments suggesting the U.S. would buy beef from Argentina, I've been in touch with his administration and my colleagues to seek clarity and express my deep concerns. I've also been sounding the alarm on the bleak state of our ag economy and the negative impacts facing Nebraska's ag industry, the economic driver of our state. Fischer goes on to say, bottom line, if the goal is addressing beef prices at the grocery store, this is not the way. Nebraska ranchers cannot afford to have the rug pulled out from under them when they're just getting ahead or simply breaking even. That will be a fascinating story to keep our eyes on. We also are keeping our eyes on August 22nd at Memorial Stadium. Huge concert coming to town. Cross Canadian Ragweed and the Turnpike Troubadours are bringing their Boys from Oklahoma lineup to Memorial Stadium at the University of Nebraska campus in Lincoln. Again, the show is Saturday, August 22nd. The lineup will also include special guests Cody Jinks, Flatline Cavalry, and more. Pre-sale sign up, will end on October 27th at 5 p.m. Pre-sale purchases starting on October 29th at 10, with any remaining general public tickets available on October 31st at 10 a.m. It is now 7:56. With that, we'll head back over to the East Side Studios for one last look at sports. Here's Mike.
Yeah, Hastings College ranked 12th in the NAIA women's basketball preseason poll. The Broncos were 25-8 last year. Two-time defending champion Dordt is ranked number 1. Dakota Wesleyan is 9th, and Briar Cliff is 20th. Mount Marty took advantage of a late foul and a free kick to force a 1-1 tie in a women's soccer game played last night at Lloyd Wilson Field. Hastings College men fought to a scoreless draw with the Lancers. Both Hastings College teams will take on Briar Cliff on Saturday. St. Cecilia football team will close out the regular season tonight against Fillmore Central out at Duncan Field. Hawks are 1-7 in the season. The Panthers are 3-5. Kickoff at 7. Tomorrow, Hastings plays at Gering. Adams Central plays host to Milford. We'll have the Adams Central game for you on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame at 6:45 tomorrow night. State high school football playoffs get underway tonight in classes D1 and D2. Among the games, Bloomfield will play at Sutton. Exeter Milligan Friend is at Sandy Creek. Alma is at Plainview. Osceola is at Lawrence Nelson. Franklin is at Hitchcock County. Deshler is at Elm Creek, and Wilcox-Hildreth is at Central Valley. Week number 8 of the NFL season gets underway tonight as Minnesota plays at the Los Angeles Chargers. Kickoff at 7:15 on Prime. That's a check into sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Starting off with some patchy frost here in south central Nebraska with temperatures in the mid-30s. Plenty of sunshine today, and we'll warm up in the mid-60s. Mostly cloudy overnight tonight, a low of 43. Chance of showers on Friday. Clouds heading into the weekend as well. A high of 54 on Friday. 47 overnight Friday night. And then 58 on Saturday and cloudy. We keep the clouds most of the weekend and only 60 on Sunday.
Right now, we've got north winds at 3, partly cloudy 34 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best. Because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Avronic with you. Huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. I hope you have a better outcome in your shower this morning.
Good God. Can't get worse.
You told us about your debacle yesterday. I hope things go a lot better for you
Might
today.
just run the bathtub today. Avoid the whole shower entirely. Don't want to step on the curtain again. Yeah. Little E says you will laugh. Little E says you will laugh at my Survivor pick tomorrow.
I will laugh.
Maybe, perhaps, just maybe.
Maybe he's going to take the Jets.
Boy, that would be the gamble of all gambles.
Oh, it would be. It would be.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups, hold my beer. I'm taking the Jets this weekend.
Gee, unbelievable. Yeah, so the other 5 folks in our Survivor pool that's left, you got to have your picks in by 6 tonight. I'll anxiously await Little E's selection.
6:01, you're checking it?
Oh, he's already predicting a Jets win.
That's ballsy enough.
Yeah.
he could have stopped there. He didn't have to go the full 10 yards.
The Jets in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Just don't even know who they're going to play at quarterback yet. I'll be anxious today. Usually Thursdays are the day during the week that we get the updated depth chart at Nebraska.
Yeah.
They'll make those at least known to the local media probably sometime today. Will we see any changes?
I hope so.
In the depth chart?
I hope so.
Where would you like to see the changes?
The trenches. Offensive line. Find somebody who can block.
But if those guys aren't starters right now, obviously there's a reason they're not the starters right now.
Well, the starters are not executing or doing their job correctly, so if you don't execute and do your job correctly, you find somebody who can. Find me somebody that goes on. Shit, put Harburg on the line for all I care. That guy's got a motor that goes 100 miles an hour. Find somebody who can block. Get me some work on the trenches. And trenches on the defensive side. Linebacking core, defensive linemen. You had not been pulling your weight. Screw talking about the game plan or the scheme being vanilla. Go out and wrap somebody up. Go out and tackle somebody. Cover a guy for more than 2 yards on a route that goes across the middle on a drag. Do your freaking job or get replaced. I hope we see replacements.
All right, so we'll be anxious to watch that as that comes out throughout the day. If you missed everything earlier in this show, there's a big situation going on in the NBA today involving gambling. We've had a head coach being arrested. We've had a player already being arrested in this NBA thing. This is just going to be the tip of the iceberg. So if you got time today, hang with us here. As soon as we get done, we'll be covering that with the Vizin boys out in Las Vegas. Great place to uncover a gambling investigation out in Las Vegas. So we'll have our guys all over that throughout the day today. We got high school football playoffs starting tonight in classes D1 and D2. A lot of these games are usually blowouts in the opening round.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll find out what happens here tonight. We got some area teams in action tonight. St. Cecilia wrapping up their season in football tonight at Duncan Field. So lots going on, and we'll get back together again tomorrow morning. If you'd like to listen to our interview we had with Todd Raridan, the Hastings College men's basketball coach, the comments from Nebraska defensive coordinator John Butler, go to our social media sites, download the podcast section, and you get the podcast of the show. You can listen to it at your convenience. Maybe a section that you may have missed. Maybe you were in the shower, battling the shower curtain like Tyson was yesterday, and missed a portion of the show. You can get it again on our podcast section.
This is a full 10-round fight, man.
Hope things go better for you here in the shower today. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 for Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.